Hello everyone. Today I'm going to do an analysis for AtliQO, which is a leading Indian telecom provider. So let's start our analysis by first understanding the problem statement. So here the problem for AtliQO was AtliQO, a leading Indian telecom provider in India, has launched its 5G plans in May 2022. But soon after launching their 5G plans, the management experienced some problems. Some problems like a decline in active users, also a decline in revenue growth after the launch of 5G services. Based on these problems, the Atlico's business director has now requested their analytics team to do a comprehensive analysis, pre versus post 5G launch analysis. This analysis is necessary in order to identify the gaps and also to develop strategies to recover user engagement. So this was the requirement of the management. And as you can see here, some of the key problems that Atlico is facing are their market share decline from 20% to 18% following the 5G launch. Their ARPU, that is the average revenue per user, has also decreased by 9.9%. There is a 19% increase in the customer churn, which is threatening the subscriber base. So I hope you have got an overview of the problem that Atlico is facing. Now let's understand the objectives of this analysis. First one is the revenue analysis. We will monitor the average revenue per user trend and also revenue patterns before and after 5G implementation. Second, we'll do the customer engagement. We'll track the acquisition, retention, and churn patterns across user segments. Third is the plan performance. We will evaluate individual plan contributions and their optimization opportunity. Fourth one, we will do the competitive positioning. We will assess market share dynamics and competitive landscape analysis. And the last one, geographic performance. We will identify city-wise variations for targeted strategic interventions. So now these were the objectives, and let's start with our analysis. So this is the dashboard I have created as part of the analysis. And as you can see here, this is the home view of the dashboard. And here we have certain tabs like revenue view, user view, plan view, market share view. I've given a brief description about all these views here on the right hand side. So this is a home view, and let's start our analysis by going to the first view, which is the revenue view. So this is the revenue view, and here on the top we have some key KPIs for total revenue, average revenue per user, and their increase or decreasing percentage here. On the left hand side, we have a filter panel to filter before and after 5G, filtering based on one, filtering based on city, filtering based on company, filtering based on plan. For company, here it is for the market share purposes, and for plan, we have the Atlico has different plans or its customers. We can filter out based on those plans. So here in the first, we have a line chart to analyze the revenue, and average revenue per user. By clicking on each tab, we can change the view, whichever view we want to analyze. And this is the average revenue over time. And here on the right hand side, we have a table which shows the change in the revenue or average revenue per user based on the cities before and after 5G and their percentage change that has occurred. So first, let's start with the revenue view. And in this line chart, it is based on different time periods: period 1, period 2, period 3, period 4. Before 5G, the period 1 is from January till period 4 till April. And after the launch of the 5G, the period 1, which is the June, till period 4, which is September. So as you can see, before and after 5G view here, so the revenue is low after the launch of 5G during the first period, and slowly it was increasing in the second period, and in the third period also it was on the increasing, but slowly after the going after the third period and going towards the fourth period, we can see the revenue after launching the 5G again started declining. And based on the cities, we can see here The top three cities that are having the most negative impact are Delhi, Chennai, and Ahmedabad. As you can see here, Delhi initially its revenue was 196, now 190 after the launch of 5G, with a decreasing percent of 2.91%, followed by Chennai. Initially, it was 150 before 5G, and after 5G, it was 146, a percentage of 2.66. Then third one, Ahmedabad, with an initial revenue of 94, but now 92 with a 2.06 percentage. Now let's go to the average revenue. In average revenue also, it's the same like the revenue. The revenue was low after the 5G implementation in the first period. In the second and third period, the average revenue was slight increasing, same like the revenue. And after third and going towards the fourth period, it started declining, the average revenue. And based on the cities, the same Delhi, Chennai, and Ahmedabad are having the mostly affected and in the average revenue also. Third one, we'll go for the average revenue per user. And for the average revenue per user, the after the 5G launch, the average ARPU was little bit high, but still in the first period it was little bit decreasing. Then after the second period, it started increasing, and now it's in the increasing part. And the average revenue per user or the ARPU has mostly declined in the Pune region. As we can see, initially the average revenue per user was 200, now it's 174 with a 14.78% decrease, which is a major point to be kept by the management and work according to that. So this was all about the revenue view. Now let's go to the next view, which is the user view. So this is the user view. Here also we have some major KPIs like active users, unsubscribed users, before and after 5G active users, before and after 5G unsubscribed users. So based on this active users tab, we can see over the period of time, the active users have also fallen after the implementation of the 5G. As you can see in all the periods, the active users are way less than it was initially before the launch of the 5G. And the cities where most active users have decreased are Ahmedabad. Initially, it was 53, now 43 with a 23.35 percentage, followed by Delhi, which was 108 before 5G, now 89 with a 21 percentage decrease in the active user. Then we have Raipur also, like that, with a initially they were having 8, now it's 7 with a 20%. These are the top three with the highest percentage decrease in the active users city. Now, based on the unsubscribed users also, we can see after 5G, the unsubscribed users have increased significantly in all the over the period in all the time period. We can see the unsubscribed users number is increasing day by day. And now the city-wise, if we see unsubscribed users, Mumbai is on the top with 14.6%. The The unsubscribed users are very low in Mumbai, but if we see on the opposite, cities like Lucknow, Pune, and Jaipur are experiencing high unsubscribe user increase. Like we can see the percentages here. It's 40 for Lucknow, 43%. For Pune, it's 35%. For Jaipur, it's 34.41%. Now, there's also a factor the management has to keep in mind and should work according to it. So let's go to the which is the plan view, and this is the plan view here. So these are the plans launched by AtliQO for their customers. And now in this table, we can see how much revenue each plan has generated during the time period. For all there are total 13 plans and all the revenues are noted here. And on the right hand side, we can see which are the top 5 revenue generators. We want to know which are the plans that are revenuing the highest revenue. And based on that, we can see these are the 5 plans, which are the P1, P2, P3, P4, P11. P1, which is the Smart Recharge Pack, P2, which is the Super Saver Pack, and P3, which is the Elite Saver Pack, and P4, which is the mini data saver pack, and P11, which is ultra fast mega pack. So these are the top revenue generating plans for the AtliQO. And now let's see the performance, how the revenue performance based on the plans, the revenue it has generated over the plans has generated before and after the launch of 5G. So we can see the P1 plan, which was the smart recharge pack. Before and even after the launch of 5G, their revenues are significantly were increasing, and after the launch also the revenue was also significantly increasing. Same goes for the P2, which is a super savior pack. The almost the revenue was similar before and after 5G, so not much importance or significance is there. But as we can see here, after the launch of 5G, the P11 pack, which is the ultra fast mega pack, has increased its revenue significantly. P2 and P12 also has increased its revenue following the launch of 5G. So this much impact we can see after the launch of 5G in all the plans. Now, based on this visual, we can see that here we are having the highest active user, which are coming from Mumbai, Kolkata, Delhi, Bangalore, and Chennai. So here we can have a good customer base. We are having the higher active users in these 5 cities. So we should focus on these cities and implement certain strategies and plan according to. So this was all about the plan. Let's go to the market share view. This is the market share review, and here you can see the company-based market share percentage before and after 5G, and here we have the market share. So based on this chart, we can see that AtliQO is on the third position with 19.56% of market share, and PIO is the market leader, having a 35.42% of the market share, followed by other competitors like Brittle, Dadaphone, and others. And here I have done an analysis based on before and after 5G, how much was the market share for each company. And as we can see here, before and after 5G, PIO is having a good market share. Earlier it was 35.11, now it's having 35.72. A slight increase is there for PIO. And in case of AtliQO, before 5G, our market share was 20.24 percentage. But now, after the launch of 5G, we can see that there is a decline in our market share, and now it's up to 18.88 percentage. So we have to focus here why our market share is decreasing and work according to it. Here I have also another visual to know the company-based market share over a period of time. Over all this time period, all these months, how the competitors were their market share were all the competitors market share percentage was increasing, decreasing. We can get to know about that. For AtliQO, in the first 4 months, the the market share was above 19-20 percentage in that range. But soon after the 5G launch, we can see that from the month of June, it started declining to 18.70, then 19, then 19, then again a sudden dip to 17%. But in case of the market leader, PIO, we can see there is not much difference in their market share. Earlier it was 34, 34, 35, 35. And now after the 5G launch also, their market share is still similar, but a slight increase has happened in the case of PIO. So this was all about the analysis based on the dashboard I have created. These are some of the insights as I have already explained in the dashboard. From each view, I have got these all insights like total revenue is 3.1K, average revenue per user decline. Smart recharge pack is the top performer, the P1, which is generating a revenue of 419.93. Based on the customer analytics, our active users have grown a little bit. Then Mumbai is the leading market, is having 233 more active users. Churn rate also increased to 19%. Market share of AtliQO 18.8. So these are all mentioned in the dashboard also. Now, some of the recommendations for AtliQO. Here are some top 4. Sorry. First one is about revenue recovery. For the average revenue per user decline, ARPU decline, the company AtliQO should implement dynamic pricing strategies to resolve this problem. And they should also launch targeted campaigns for high value P1 and P2 plans so that they can attract and retain more and more customers for them. For second recommendation would be churn mitigation. High churn cities like Pune and Hyderabad, they should there also deploy some retaining retention program to retain their customer base in those particular cities. Also, they should enhance customer service quality and also start introducing loyalty programs for their customers. Third recommendation would be market push. They should launch some marketing techniques or aggressive marketing in the tier 2 cities also to capture the market in tier 2 cities like their market leader or the major rival PIO. And to compete effectively with the market leader, they should establish strategic partnership with other companies also. And now, based on the geographic strategy, they should strengthen their presence in Delhi and Bangalore to capture the market there and increase their customer base. And they should also customize plans based on city. Like for each city, they should customize and tailor a separate plan based on the city and their demand and based on the customer dynamics. So these were all the recommendations for AtliQO. And now the strategic impact and value based on this analysis to the company AtliQO are like first one is data-driven decision. Their real-time performance monitoring is now enabled, and that can help in rapid strategic adjustments. Second is business recovery. Based on this analysis framework, as it addresses critical gaps, preventing further market erosion. Third one is like market leadership. This dashboard is providing strategic insights to position Atlas for competitive advantage in the 5G landscape. So all this, based on all these insights and the analysis and the recommendation, the next step the AtliQO should follow should be like implement immediate retention strategies while developing long-term market expansion plans to maximize the 5G investment returns. They should also strengthen their competitive position. So these are the next steps for the AtliQO, and based on this recommendation and insights, they will work according to it, I hope. And that's the end of the analysis, and I hope the analysis was clear, and AtliQO will take the necessary decisions and actions based on the insights and recommendations provided. And that's all from my side. Thank you.